A tēnā tātou, anei rā ia hau, ki whai ngā roa, ki Raglan nei, kei waho rā i tō tātou nei pāpara kouta, ka tai anō i tai mai e nei, kai topa e rua, no Taupiri marae, Taupiri maunga, kei konei ki taku nei tā, ara ko TK George, tēnā. Ana, TK, you know, tell me about what's the beauty of riding that you feel?
Sense of, for me personally, it's my way of winding down. You know, letting go of all the stresses of what's your life is about. You know.
How long you been riding for, TK?
First rode a Harley when I was 12. My old man, well-known biker, Boxer George. I grew up around him and bikes, and he let me ride my first bike when I was 12.
Now let's talk about your dad, and let's talk about Taupiri marae. You know, he was the famous instigator of making that marae as it is today.
Absolutely.
Tell me about what role he played, and also about this $1 we talked about funding to make this all happen.
So the old man, back in the 80s, I believe, he used to have a bike club called the Taupiri MC, and one of the old co-mātuas named John Hopper came to the pad one day and kind of growled him and said, "You fellas can build a gang headquarters, but you can't build a marae." And my father told me that he was 25 at the time, and so he followed the old koro down to the marae hui. From that day on, he never turned his back. It wasn't long after that he became the chairman. Then we went from where we were at the maunga, at the foot of the maunga, at a place called Te Whaki. Then we relocated to where we are along the main road in Taupiri now. That was because of an exchange of whenua. So as you know, the urupa was slowly making its way closer to running out of space. So there was a conversation about us relocating to where we are now. And then from there, a whole lot of wet canteens and hangis we started building. A lot of it was just opportunity. My father was an advocate for opportunism. And yeah, we had a local police officer, was a senior sergeant in Narawa Wahia, come in and say, "Oh, he's interested in a building." If he's they're having a hui about it in Tamahere, you know, come and listen in. And in the hui, it was basically the Tamahere Community Board, and they were talking about they couldn't demolish the building because it was historic places, so they had to kind of relocate it somewhere. And you know, my father had identified his interest. So he said, "Yeah, no, we're looking for a place. We're from Taupiri." Then they said, "Oh, well, there has to be an exchange of money to show that it's been purchased." And as a joke, and this is what he told me as a joke, he said, "Well, I got $1." And they said, "Oh, that'll do." So he pulled $1 out of his pocket and they.
And whānau, just to let you know, Taupiri is my marae. On my father's side, my father's mother is from the Nepe whānau. So it's real cool to catch up with TK here and talk and reminisce about our famous marae Taupiri and how it was established through a motorcycling club in Taupiri, and yet a challenge was put forward. If you can start a motorcycle club, surely you can start a marae. And your dad, bro, he is one that is an action man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So in terms of action, speak to me. What is this bike that you're riding today? What type is it? And what is its CC rating? And why have you chosen this one?
So this bike here is a 2019 Harley FXVR. It's built 117 cubic inch, which I believe is about 1800, almost 1900 cc. Very fast. Actually, the time on the drag strip on this particular bike hasn't been beaten by this particular model yet. So it's a 10.2 second bike on the quarter mile. the reason I still keep it actually is because it's a beautiful bike to ride. So yeah.
And on this program we have a Mythbuster, and I'm going to give you the question. Let's see what your answer is in this. So a lot of our Māori people, they say, what a waste of money. You could have spent this on getting a mortgage for a house. You could have bought a boat to go out on a boat and go fishing. What do you say to critics like that, especially our own people?
Well, are you going to take your house to your grave? I mean, at the end of the day, so long as our tamariki are comfortable and safe, if you don't enjoy life yourself, then you're not living it, really. In my opinion.
Yeah. So that's us from Whaingaroa over in Raglan. Thank you to TK all the way from Taupiri Marae. Again, privileged to be with the son of the father who was a founding member of not only Taupiri MCs but also of Taupiri Marae. This is Māori Bike Riders all the way over in Raglan. Check you out.